Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Joker Rogers. Coming up on the program today. 2 people killed as explosion rocks Dalori headquarters in Maiduguri, Borno State. The World Health Organization and the Adamawa State government step up immunization exercise in households. And in Imo State, the government opens a state-of-the-art emergency management center in Owerri. The National Emergency Management Agency has confirmed an explosion at Dalori quarters in Maiduguri, Borno State. According to the spokesman of the agency, Sani Dati, men of the Civilian Joint Task Force reported that the explosion occurred after a suicide bomber detonated a device in a mosque at the Dalori quarters in the early hours of today. A worshipper was killed alongside the attacker. Our correspondent, Blessing Tuno, has more on this.
Today in Maiduguri, yet another incident that would have been a huge tragedy has again been averted by a community volunteer who mounted sentry at the entrance of this mosque to protect worshippers in there. He prevented a suicide bomber from gaining entrance into the mosque and lost his life in the process. And what we have now is a hole on the wall. Dalori quarters is surrounded by villages that have been sacked by the insurgents, and so we have a lot of IDPs hanging around here. And just across the road is the Dalori IDP camp, the largest in Maiduguri and home to about 23,000 people. Residents of this area are worried and are afraid for their future, and they are demanding that the government beefs up security around this area, given the porous nature of this location. From Maiduguri, Blessing Tuno, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the governor of Kwara State, Abdulfatah Ahmed, has called on Nigerians to stop attaching religious and ethnic colorations to crime, saying such sentiments pose great danger to the Nigeria's unity. Governor Ahmed was host to the national president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Samson Ayokunle, at the government house in Ilorin, the state capital. The governor also advised Nigerians to stop politicizing serious national issues.
Thank you for the visitors.
The national president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Samson Ayokunle, and his entourage on a visit to the governor of Kwara State in Ilorin, the state capital. Reverend Ayokunle commends Governor Abdulfatah Ahmed for his commitment to building sustainable peace in the state. He underlines the importance of peaceful coexistence to the development of any state or nation.
We have been living together in peace for many years. When we were growing together, when we were growing up, going to school, all of us, irrespective of your religion, we were flocking together. If we want to have it back again, please, apart from stopping preaching on what those things that divide us, let us also operate wherever we are on the principle of fairness to all and justice.
For Governor Ahmed, anyone who does wrong should be treated as a criminal and be disciplined, rather than laying emphasis on religious or ethnic reasons for their crimes.
Areas of criminality carried on under the guise of other ethnic or religious perspective must never be given that coloration. Criminality is criminality and should be handled as such. Under no guise should ethnic or religious coloration be given to crime. It will rob you of the sweetness of justice. As long as we recognize that the only binding force that keeps us as a people is the Nigerian Constitution, and we hold on to it very strongly, then we would live together as a people and grow as a people. And we ensure that equity is reflected in the way and manner in which government patronage is carried on.
The governor insists that his government will continue to uphold the principles of transparency, equity, fairness and justice.
Nasarawa State Governor Mr. Tanko Almakura is calling for the sustenance of the peace being enjoyed in the state. Speaking at the Executive Council meeting in Lafia, the state capital, Governor Almakura also announced the planned distribution of relief materials to affected communities of communal clashes. In the meantime, the state government has awarded over 700 million naira for the construction of bridges and culverts in all rural areas before the rains begin.
Tremendous amount of sanity, peace within the state, and I would like to urge all of us in the council and other stakeholders out there to also lend their support to us creating amicable atmosphere between communities and communities. Like I said during the last meeting, we are planning to also make certain supports with regard to rehabilitation of areas that had been affected during the communal clashes in the past 2 years. We have started procuring some food items also to reduce the hardship of people whose farms were destroyed and could not preserve some of their harvest.
That's the Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura. In Adamawa State, the State Ministry of Health, in a partnership with foreign development partners, is intensifying its efforts to eradicate polio among children. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Fatima Atiku Abubakar, who is leading the team on the house-to-house polio immunization exercise, says it'll be done 8 times before the year runs out.
With all displaced persons camps, the large number of children in Dalori IDP camp at Adamawa State makes them more susceptible to outbreaks of disease than regular settlements. Polio is one of the scourges that the state government seems determined to prevent, and the outing here has been successful.
This immunization was quite successful. I don't even think we have a successful place like we have been getting here in the IDP camp, because all the mothers are compliant. We don't have any non-compliance from the early age stage to this level. So it's very, very successful. And any hostel we visit, we have a lot of people coming out with their children to get the vaccination.
At the Shagari Health Center in Yola South local government area, the State Health Commissioner, Dr. Fatima Atiku Abubakar, joins other workers to administer the polio vaccine. The Executive Secretary of Primary Healthcare for this area believes an effective sensitization program is responsible for the large turnout.
We had series of meetings with the world development committees, with the traditional rulers, local government council, everything. So the social mobilization is very, very effective. And the information has passed around everywhere. So, in fact, it's very encouraging.
But Dr. Atiku Abubakar, though Adamawa has not recorded any wild polio virus case since 2009, the state cannot afford to relax its vigilance.
Luckily, we haven't had any case since 2009 till date, and I think so far so good. I think the WHO state coordinator will also chip in something, but I know that we haven't recorded any case in Adamawa. The cases that we've had are just in Borno.
Medical experts have been dispatched to the 21 local government areas of the state for the week-long program to ensure compliance in this first round of immunization.
When we come back on news across Nigeria, more healthcare issues. Imo State gets a 24-hour emergency response center in the state capital. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.